key on just those values there. Key that, and then also on frame 30. And again, I'm just I'm going to the timeline, finding the key that I want to copy. I've got the left mouse there. I'm going to middle mouse the frame I want to copy it to, and then I'm going to key select it. So that went through and added those keys there. So let's look at that and see what that looks like. So you can see we've got the bounce there, but it's not really doing what it needs to do as far as the stretch. So we've got the squash, we need the stretch. Now at the top of the arc here, it's going to go back to its normal scale. So I'm going to set this to 1 and key that scale, and then here at frame 22, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to set this back to 1 and key that. So now you'll see it squash and then slowly go back to normal. But we need the stretch now, and I like to stretch it quite a bit. So the frame after it leaves the ground, I want to stretch the heck out of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this to 0.8, and I'm going to change this Y scale to 1.2. So you can see that's pretty stretched out there. I'm going to key that, just scale. I haven't keyed the translation at all. Now I want to also, the frame before it hits here, I want to copy these values over to here. So I'm going to set my time slider to 1, and then I'm going to middle mouse frame 14, and I'm going to key that scale. Now frame 15 is the ball squashed, but frame 16 I want it to be stretched again. So I'm going to go to frame 14, I'm going to middle mouse frame 16, I'm going to set keys there on that scale. And then again on frame 29. So what that does is gives me a nice squash and then stretch, and then it slowly comes back to its normal scale, and then stretches again, boom, back to its normal scale. Now what I'm going to do also is in the graph editor, on the scale of these, the scale of this sphere, I'm going to take a look at this, and Maya is doing all kinds of things to the curves here. I want not to do that. I want to do what I want to do. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to adjust this stuff. I'm going to free the tangent weight on the part where everything's set to 1, and this is at the top of the arc here. So I'm going to take and I'm going to let it favor that uniform scale. Let's see what that looks like. So if I just scroll through it here, you can see it gets to the top there and then starts to come down and speed up, and then as it speeds up, it goes there. Yeah, there we go. It's looking pretty good. Now, the only thing I'm going to do is to kind of exaggerate. I want this to be really squashed here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scale this way down. I'm going to go back through and reset these for the squashed. And I also have to translate it down now because now it's not touching the ground. It's okay if it pokes through a little bit there. Okay, so I've squashed the ball there and I've translated it down so that it matches the distance there, so that it's touching the ground.